On April 6, 1987, Al Campanis made a complete fool of himself on live TV. Instead of speaking honestly about why there were no black managers and no black owners in Major League Baseball, he fell back on tired excuses and racist stereotypes. What you're about to hear is one of the most infamous interviews in sports history.
Why is it that there are no black managers, no black general managers, no black owners?
Well, Mr. Koppel, there have been some black managers, but I really can't answer that question directly. The only thing I can say is that you have to pay your dues when you become a manager. Generally, you have to go to minor leagues. There's not very much pay involved. And some of the better known black players have been able to get into other fields and make a pretty good living in that way.
Yeah, but you know in your heart of hearts, and we're going to take a break for a commercial, you know that that's a lot of baloney. I mean, there are a lot of black players, there are a lot of great black baseball men who would dearly love to be in managerial positions. And I guess what I'm really asking you is to, peel it away a little bit. Just tell me, why do you think it is? Is there still that much prejudice in baseball today?
No, I don't believe it's prejudice. I truly believe that they may not have some of the necessities to be, let's say, a field manager or perhaps a general manager.
Let's stop right there. Listen carefully to what Campanis just said, or rather, what he didn't say. Ted Koppel asked a direct question. Why were black men locked out of leadership positions in baseball? Instead of answering honestly, Campanis sidestepped. He talked about paying dues and how some black players went into other careers, as if that explained the absence of black managers. But the truth is, there were countless qualified candidates, men who knew the game inside and out, who were never even given the opportunity. And when pressed on whether prejudice was still part of the game, he flat out denied it. That denial is almost as damaging as the words themselves, because it shows the mindset of someone in power. If the people making decisions refuse to even admit racism exists, then they guarantee that nothing will change. Campanis wasn't just dodging questions, he was revealing the very attitude that kept doors closed in baseball.
You really believe that?
Well, I don't say that they're all of them, but they certainly are short. How many quarterbacks do you have? How many pitchers do you have that are black? It's same
yeah, but I mean,
applies.
I got to tell you, that sounds like the same kind of garbage we were hearing 40 years ago about players when they were saying, not really cut out. You remember the days, they hit a black football player in the knees, and no, that really sounds like garbage if you forget to say so.
It's not garbage, Mr. Koppel, because I played on a college team, and the center fielder was black, and in the backfield at NYU with a fullback who was black. Never knew the difference of whether he was black or white. We were teammates. So it just might be that why are black men or black people not good swimmers? Because they don't have the buoyancy.
Oh, it may just be that they don't have access to all the country clubs and the pools.
And then, as if that wasn't bad enough, he dug himself even deeper. Instead of correcting himself, he leaned into stereotypes, suggesting black athletes might not have the so-called necessities to lead as managers or executives. He compared them to roles historically denied to black players under the same false reasoning. And then, unbelievably, he claimed black people aren't good swimmers because of buoyancy. That wasn't just ignorant, it was disgraceful. What makes this interview so disturbing is that Campanis wasn't some random fan. He was a high-ranking executive speaking on national television. He thought these views were acceptable to say out loud. And in a way, that's the clearest evidence of how deeply racism was embedded in the system. Al Campanis didn't just embarrass himself on Nightline, he exposed the barriers that kept black men out of leadership, not because they lacked ability, but because people like him lacked vision, honesty, and respect. History remembers this interview as a turning point, but also as a shameful reminder of how far baseball still had to go.